What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast, where we talk about any and everything. Personal, old snaps and claps. It's a dang good day to talk about a few things. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal right here on the Morning Jam podcast. I have a super guest this evening, G Wade of WadeWorksStudios. What's up, G Wade?
Yeah, in the building. You know what it is.
You know what time it is.
No, what time is it?
Time for me to find something to eat. No, just kidding. So, you guys, I am so excited to have G Wade here with me. I have watched this gentleman work so hard consistently and just shoots after everything, and just an amazing person. For one, I want to talk about the topic for this discussion is basically don't waste another year of your life.
Don't want to waste your life. Shout out to Lil Cray.
And I don't even know that one. Ain't that something?
It's all good.
It's all good, I guess. Don't waste another year of your life. This is very important to me because I feel like at some point in my life, I have wasted a year. Do you feel that way?
Wasted a year or wasted years? That's the real question. You can't blame today's progress on last year's slow down.
Okay. That's true. That's good. Because,
now, we can.
Yeah.
But that's making up excuses, I believe. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but it sounds like that's the direction you're headed.
No, I wasn't. I was just thinking like the things that I have done have even like held me back in the decisions that I made. I've wasted a year, even a few years of my life, I feel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a many of people who feel the same way. I don't know stats, but I'm pretty sure it's a large number of stats. But it's kind of hard to believe stats when even the stats are made up, and then the stat that tells you that they're made up is made up. Right.
It's basically motivating yourself to just really have that mindset of, okay, I want to do that, and then use those. And use what you have. I forget I don't know if it was a song or something that I heard. It says, use what God has placed in your hands. The gift, meaning the gift, your life, and use it to motivate, to inspire. It could be like inspiring somebody during the day. Could be like living your life to the fullest, or you just want to sit back and just wait and say, I'm going to wait on God to see what he going to do for me this year. A lot of people do that.
Well, yeah, because that's an excuse for not doing what it is that either you are called to do, but more importantly, you are afraid to do. So you don't blame me, blame God.
Yeah, a lot of people use that.
Of course. God has become a lot of people's number one scapegoat because
I don't think he's been my scapegoat.
Well, is this you all that ring? Oh, I gotta fix that. I'm not saying that he is your scapegoat, but he has become public enemy number one in terms of scapegoatism, if that's a word.
And I'm not saying that I haven't did it before, because I have, yeah.
See, I've always been not afraid to do that, but when it comes to me, and you've heard me say this before, I've even posted it, you can lie to me, you can lie to God, but you can't lie to yourself. So what I just learned to do early on is stop lying to myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go back to the 80s of that song. I forgot who the rock group was when they said, I ain't missing you at all. But if you listen to the whole song, but by the end of it, he's saying, I can lie to myself. Because really, he miss her.
Yeah.
But he's singing a song about, I ain't missing you.
Right, just straight up lying.
Just straight lying. So all I'm simply saying is a lot of us do a lot of straight up lying.
Absolutely.
To ourselves.
I can admit that, yeah. And it held me back from so much, and even doing so much in my life. And I always and I even said 2022, I'm just going to stop looking at the past. Even though I know that the past, what'd you say?
You're going to turn to salt.
Exactly.
You
like
seen that commercial?
Yeah,
The Medusa. Yeah, she turned.
So when you look back, a lot of times we tend to like, okay, let me try and fix that or try and change something. So when you don't look back, you're not looking back at what you need to fix because, hey, it's already done. You can't fix it. It's in the past.
I look in the rearview mirror, but I watch it go like this. While I'm looking up, it's getting further and further away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bye to whatever it is that I done screwed up. Bye to whatever it is that I done jacked up. Bye to whatever it is that I done messed up. Bye to whatever it is that I even got right. Because now I'm in the new. I got to deal with, like you hear me say all the time, deal with the reality in front of you.
More like half cup. Is it in the waters? Is it halfway full or is it halfway empty?
Half empty or half full. It
Yeah.
just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
I'm a half full kind of guy. I ain't gonna act like I've always been, but somewhere along the line, I think. Bottom line is, I think if you just be honest with yourself, that's really the truth. Just be honest with yourself. We were talking the other day, and you had asked me something about. We were talking about fear of heights and all this kind of stuff, and you was like, "So you scared of heights?" I said, "No, fear." One might say, "Well, fear and scared are the same thing." I ain't gonna argue. I ain't gonna argue. All I'm simply saying is, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Fear.
That's where it starts too. You have to be honest. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. It took me a long time. So, but go ahead. You were talking about fear.
Right. I'm just simply saying that to say it's fear that grips us 99% of the time. I mean, some of it is skills and don't know, but that's. We got these cell phones, all the power, all the access, people that you could never talk to in Egypt, you could talk to now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Via your cell phone, via Facebook, via social media, we have access to the world. All the libraries and books all the books that were in the libraries, it's been shrunken to the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So you have access. There's no way to say you don't know.
Yeah. So a lot of times when I ask you things, you be like, Google.
Google.
Or YouTube. It's
YouTube
right
University,
there.
Yeah. Just go find out because it's easier that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not making light of a book. I'm just simply saying if there's something you need to know right now, it's right there. You can type one word like, oh, you want this? You're like, how you know? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah. I know for me personally, I wrote this. I said, I don't have all the answers, which I don't. I don't have all the answers to a lot of things. And I may not have the right question, but I'm going to keep going and figure it out. And I'm going to go as I go along in life because I even said to myself this year as well, 2022, I got to keep saying that 2022 because it's just so real. I'm taking one day at a time because once I feel like if I rush things and look into next week, I may not even be here next week. I'm not speaking that, but I'm just saying like if I take one day at a time and figure out what I need to do in that day, don't take anything. I write a list. You write a list, whatever, however you want to do it and complete it. Don't take anything from it, but complete that list during that day and then just go on to the next, write another list that night for your next day. And I feel like if you can complete so much more if you do it that way in a year. And
it keeps you on task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like to do that, kept. I feel like keeping that, some people feel like it's keeping them in a box and they just want to do multiple things.
Well, to a degree, maybe. Some people don't have to write it down. Some people can just do it. I mean, I think it just depends on the individual. Me, I tend to list stuff in my head and mentally check it off as I go, but I don't even burden myself with a big list because I don't want to kid myself.
I can't do that. I have to write it down.
Well, I'm like Jay-Z in the booth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, Jay-Z don't write his rhymes. I'm just saying, but again, I don't keep, the list is not like this because one, you're not going to complete it more than likely. Two, you could forget. You've got 10 things on the list. So for me, keep it short. I need to do this, this, and this. Okay. And that. Let me knock those things out. And if I've completed that throughout in the course of the day, then mission accomplished, rather than, oh man, I got 4 of the 10 things that I was supposed to do.
Right.
Mission not accomplished.
Right.
So, I'm saying, why kid yourself? If you can't do it, don't do it. It's like, look, when you go to college and they say, you get this, class overload. What is it when you take on too many credits? Like, that's going to be a hard semester for you.
Absolutely.
Be reasonable. 2 credits. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out there with 7. You're out here. Yeah, okay. You're going to feel it after week 1. You don't do nothing else.
Right.
I mean, if it works, some people, maybe you
it's
can do
possible. It's possible.
Right.
So what do you think, like, have it ever occurred to you, like, okay, 2022, I can't waste this year. This is my year to continue.
Well, yeah. I think I have been awakened to some things, and I know God has, I guess I could use the word confirmed some things, and I'm still seeking, but that allows me or lets me realize that 2022 is going to be all right. I don't like to put God on, I always say, y'all better stop putting God on everything. Did he say that? I'm not telling you God told me anything. I'm saying I feel like some things have been confirmed. And I'm just moving in that direction.
Yeah.
And I trust that, as I step forward, it's just going to keep flowing. So I don't know. Give me the question again, because I think I'm kind of trailing.
I said, has it occurred to you, like, for 2020 that you're not going to waste this year?
Oh, definitely not wasting it. Like I said, I think I've even gotten a little bit more bolder in the things that I want to do. Not cocky, but just bolder. Like God says, I can come boldly before the throne. So I feel more assured with the things that I'm planning for 2022. I got a couple of monkeys off my back, which helps. It's always, when you're walking around with burdens, you're like,
right, yeah.
Lord, if you just take this burden off me.
Yeah.
So I feel a lot lighter. I had to check myself the other day because I said something to myself. And when I said it to myself, I heard myself, and I said, you better slow your roll, B. It was like, oh, shoot, yeah, I can do that. Now you're trying to get cocky. Slow down, relax, because that's how you get chin checked by God. No, I told you I don't want to get hit in the face. I don't want to get hit in the face. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody want to get hit in the face, but for me, I feel like I definitely want this year to continue to be my growth year. I don't want.
Well, every year should be growth.
Absolutely, but I want this year to be the year that I start and I finish. I don't want to rest in the middle of my process.
Well, how dare you rest? What you resting from?
I don't know. Some people get a little lazy. Some people get a little.
That. You said rest.
Yeah, some people get a little comfortable.
You use a euphemism.
That's true.
Because you want to lighten the blow on yourself. That's why that's not being honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself is, I don't want to get lazy.
That's true. I don't want to get lazy.
I don't want to rest. You're not going to rest. You're getting lazy.
That's definitely what I see, a consistent thing with you. You never get lazy. You never, I got to keep moving.
Kevin Gates got a song out, came out a couple of years ago maybe. I don't get tired, because there's something I want. There's something that I'm after, and I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't allow myself to not sleep. I just don't allow myself to, because you can become weary in well doing.
Exactly.
And the Bible says, don't become weary
in
well doing. And it's easy to sit there and be like, oh, woe is me. Help me, I'm poor. It's easy to just become like, for real, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it don't feel like it's even. Who sees this? You didn't put out the best pic ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got
2 likes. Like, seriously? Then you got to realize, oh, that's social media.
Yeah.
I can't trip on that.
I can't put all my worth on social media.
But a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to allow yourself to get caught up with keeping up with and I'm gonna say the Joneses because I'm not gonna say anything about the Kardashians simply because I don't have anything against the Kardashians. All the hate and stuff that has never come from me. I would never say anything negative about them. You just because you don't like the way they went about or the way it started, rather. Y'all keep holding her or them to the one act,
right?
When
who that cast
I know
the first
people
stone is not. Let me tell you, like who has not did something wrong, and then
whether it was wrong or not, that's not for me to decide for them. You know what I'm saying? That's their situation.
You trying to throw rocks and having got a glass house over here, like for real?
I can't.
Right.
At Red Essence, I'm from DC. Shout outs to Red Essence, go-go band. Said if you're living in a glass house, don't throw no stones. And I've lived in a glass house, and I've learned
me
to
too.
not throw stones. So.
I was in a glass house, and I was throwing stones. I'm like, stop lying. You lying. I'm over here lying. Stop judging. I'm over here judging. So I have been that one to, oof.
I would say your words become your medicine.
Yeah.
You're going to take it. It's coming back to you. That's facts. It ain't no way around it.
And the thing is, either you're going to swallow that small gulp and just take it, or you're going to continue to throw everything and have that mouthful of medicine, and you just got to go and swallow it all at one time. Might as well take it a little bit at a time while you're trying to do it, and just keep pushing, keep moving. Like, don't waste another year. I don't want to waste another year. I was listening to Kobe Bryant in an interview, and he said a teacher of his, Mr. Fisk, shout out to Mr. Fisk if you're still alive, Kobe Bryant, condolences in my heart. That man is a great guy. I've never met him, but from what I've seen and what he has done, great. He said that he told him rest at the end, not in the middle. And that resonated with me today. Like, a lot of people rest in the middle of their greatness and never take on what needs to complete the task or complete the goal or complete what your year is going to look like. So don't rest in the middle. Rest at the end.
Have you ever seen, I've seen it on two occasions, sports. You ever seen the runner winning, and then slow down at the end before he gets to the finish line and somebody,
thinking that he already got it done.
He got this.
That's bad.
Football player did the same. I wish I could remember the team. I wish I could remember the player. Did the same thing. Ran all the way down to the end zone and, kind of slow walked himself in, got tackled, fumbled the ball. You see what I'm saying? So,
man.
So what his sideline was. like, see, he probably lost his job. I don't know. You about to lose your job.
Right.
So, don't rest in the middle. Yeah. Finish it. You know what I mean? You know that game, finish him. You got to finish it.
Mortal Kombat.
There you go.
Hey, I played that a lot. I was ready to finish.
See, I'm not a big gamer or nothing.
Listen, when I was younger, even in my older years, the games was the deal. Certain games, but I definitely remember Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. That was the games.
Right.
So so you guys remember, don't rest in the middle. Continue to fight. Continue to grow even in self, because this year 2022 is really going to be a great year, but you have to really think it, believe it, work in it. Don't get settled, don't get comfortable in what you're going to do. Like, okay, for me at beginning, yes, I was resting even before I started, but look, no more. Continue, guys. A lot of things I can't force myself to take on, and really like, okay, Crystal, you can do this. Because one, I was talking to you too. I was like, what if somebody told you that you can't lift this or you can't move that? And you were saying, oh, like, don't tell me what I can and can't, not unless it's something very light that I can. Remember we were talking about that?
Right, yeah. I was just simply saying, yeah, of course, if it's a car, but I can't.
All right, like, hey, man.
I don't think that I can. But if I'm lifting a box, relax.
But a lot of people tend to like focus on that, like what I can and what I can't do. And most of the time they focus on the can't more.
Well, Henry Ford said, whether you say you can or whether you say you cannot, either way, you're right. So it's what you believe. So if you say I can, then you can. If you say I cannot, then you cannot. either way, you're right. It's just which one you deciding to believe.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to talk negative to yourself about yourself, talking yourself out of things and talking yourself down from things and from starting things, then you're right because you didn't do it. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what does losing feel like to you?
I don't know. I don't take a L. I don't think. Let me go back into the recesses of my mind.
Recess of the mind.
I don't think that I've ever taken an L. In other words, the setback wasn't something that I sat down and wallowed in. I realized, okay, brother, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah. So I don't think, and I'm not saying this so I can sound smooth. I don't think I have ever had a time where I felt like I've taken an L. Well, no, I do. I remember now. The year was 1992. And that's when life for me, like Will Smith said, or Fresh Prince said, my life got flipped, turned upside down. So I was taking an L, but ultimately the L was turning into an L for learning because it was a real wake up. It was a real learning. So it was maybe a W-2, a wake up. And I learned from it. I learned, one, you can't do this without God. Two, that certain ways of living ain't gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's only a matter of time. And three, you know, the other side, which is this side, the other side of it is much greater. So I did take an L, but the L turned into an L, which turned into a W. So it was a loss to a learn to a win.
That's good.
And so, yeah. So I guess if I did, but my life also got flipped, turned upside down. So that living a certain lifestyle, let me be clear here, living in the streets a certain way, turned, lessons learned from that for sure.
Right.
I cherish those lessons. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned from it that I use even to this day. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I hustle. That's what you said. I hustle. I work. I'm sorry, I do a lot of quotes. If y'all don't know me, I quote a lot of things. When it come to my head, I say it. Michael Jackson said, got me working day and night. Even though he's talking about she got him working. I'm saying I work day and night.
Right, yeah.
I'm after something. You'll see these rugs. Oh, y'all can't see these rugs. I work hard for these rugs. You understand what I'm saying?
They're super nice, too.
I work hard for these rugs. I work hard for this mic stand. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I work hard for it. And so you better treat me right. Anywho.
Yeah.
That,
for me, it sucked. Taking an L.
Oh.
Sucked. Like, it was definitely a learning experience. It was definitely, I don't know if it was a win, but it was definitely a learning experience. I guess if you learn from it, you win. So, but I think it was just a process of me trying to find out who I was at the time and was like, okay, so, and then I lost myself within the loss. But then the win was learning and then finding who I was again.
Yeah, so I think a loss, just like a failure, it's not a bad thing as long as you learn from it. Definition of crazy or insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if just like we were saying we were talking the other day, and I said, how are you gonna work that hard and not change? Like, why are you gonna put in all that work, do all these things, and not change?
Don't make any sense.
It does not make any sense. It's the equivalent to me, somewhat, of getting up in the morning, Sunday morning. Okay. Getting up in the morning, jumping in the shower, getting all fresh dressed like $1 million, jump in your car, fight through traffic for 45 minutes, maybe an hour, get to your job and be angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, why?
You did all of that to be angry there. Now, I get it. I was talking to a guest we had on the show who came through the studio earlier. We were talking about I lost my train of thought. I had it good. It was going. I was going so this train was moving, and I totally lost my train of thought. It's gonna come back to me in just a minute.
I just feel like if we just really look for the answer, because it's there, the answer is always there. If we just look for the answer, if we find that key, like I said, if you find that right key, it locks all the doors, every door that you want to.
Seek and ye shall find.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. I stands corrected. I think we misquoted, or not misquoted. I think we don't fully understand it. We was talking about this recently too, you and I. Seek and ye shall find. Seek what? Mm-hmm. Whatever you're looking for.
Yeah. What your heart desires.
But I think in Christendom, seeking God and ye shall find.
Right.
Yeah. But seek, if I'm looking for my keys, you say keys. If I keep looking, if you, after your dream, if you just keep seeking, you shall find.
Yeah, and that's what I was meaning too. Like when you look for that key, and that meaning the key to the answer to what you're trying to move forward in. Like, gosh, I think like a lot of times we tend to lose the key on purpose because we're either that fear.
Well, fear
doubt.
is the number one stealer of any dream.
Yeah,
fear is a thief. It's facts. You get robbed, you get ripped off, you get held at gunpoint by fear. It will what's the word I'm looking for?
Grab a hold.
Grab a hold of you. It will. I'm trying to think of the word where you like freeze you, like it will paralyze you.
Yes.
It will. I like y'all heard me just saying it, like fear heights. I have it. But I'm honest about it. I don't try to pretend. But I also make myself deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to do something, like if I'm watching something and it's high, I'm like, oh boy, I'm in the chair, like, oh. But then I watch it again.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Okay, now my stomach like, all right.
So you will be the one that'd be at the back of the line, because if you were at the front, you're gonna hold everybody up, especially if something coming. Oh Lord,
well,
it's gonna be over.
I don't know, possibly, but maybe adrenaline will kick in or something. But I'm honest about it. I don't sit there and try to pretend. Some people want to be too tough. Like, no. I don't want to walk across a glass bridge. That might just throw me all the way off. Right. You know what I mean? What, they got them in like China or Japan? Yeah. I'll do it.
Or the building that kind of like tilts and you're standing there.
The one in Chicago.
Yeah.
I forgot what building. Is it this? Not the Sears. One of them buildings where, I may do that though, because I'm already there. I don't know. It's certain things. It's like cheese. I'm not a dairy guy.
Right, yeah.
But then some days I'm like, I could put cheese on the eggs today.
Some cheese on there, yeah.
I feel like I could do this. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I feel like definitely too, like sometimes we have to get the better understanding of things and then put self aside. Because a lot of times, self take control and then just want to take control, want to stay in control. Like sometimes for me, I feel like, man, I got it. But then I don't be having it. I be like, I get so lost. I get afraid. I get like, okay. Then I get to thinking, am I worth it? Am I worth this shot? Do I got it? Do I have what it takes? And I think like a lot of people hold up their whole year because of that. They feel like they're not enough. They don't have the skills. They don't have the skill set. They don't have the mindset.
But you're saying hold up the whole year. I'm saying hold up your whole life.
Yeah.
You hold up your life because of the doubt or the fear or the telling yourself you can't do it. We all done it in some kind of way, second guessed ourselves, and 5 years later you're like, dang,
trying to figure out what button to push.
Watching other people,
yeah,
like, dang,
I could have been there. Yeah, if I just pushed that button, if I just opened that door, if I just moved on that,
did it.
Yeah. I was always like looking back. Here we go again. Looking back at what I allowed my family to answer for me instead of just doing what I wanted to do. And when I mean what I wanted to do, it was just something to make me grow as a person, make me learn as a person, and make me just better. Mm-hmm. And I just let my family make the decision. Oh, okay, I don't think you should do that. That's not Christian-like, and it was just that. Like,
and maybe in some ways that could have been a good thing. In some ways, I'm not saying it all. In some ways, it could have been a good thing. Excuse me, because you could be blindly, and sometimes really you do have to skin your knee, and sometimes you do have to really touch the stove, metaphorically speaking.
But how do you learn until you actually step out into it and just do it?
Well, I don't know. I think for
That's
me,
cool. What I just said. Go ahead.
What you just asked me? Well, I don't know. I've always been this was something I had to grow out of it, and I still, if I say it to you, I have to now do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a grown man. What I'm about to say, I used to be I dare you kind of guy. So I ain't doing that. I dare you. Okie dokie.
Wow.
Now I got to do it because you dared me. I can't not do it now. Jump from here to over there, over all the glass, run across the hot rocks. Well, you dared me now. I got to do it. So now I use I dare you, but I tell somebody, just say I dare you.
Dang.
And when you tell me that old thing kick in,
right, and
I do it, I can't not do it now.
Jeez. Have there ever been a point in your time in your life, that you've been lost, lazy, and had no purpose?
I don't know about lazy, but lost for sure. I can look at it and see myself right now. I see myself right now in Langley Park. This was I was 18 years old. Just graduated high school.
A baby that didn't know anything.
So
Continue.
17, 18-ish. Just graduated high school. It was the summer.
Yeah.
I can literally see myself as if I'm standing across the street looking at myself walking.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how vivid it is.
Yeah.
And I remember the feeling. And if I think about it enough, if I talk about it too much, I can literally conjure up the feeling that I remember having. And I remember the feeling was just lost. And nobody could see that I was lost. You understand what I'm saying? Like
bad.
Nobody was like see, here I go with the quotes. Bobby Womack, no purpose, no direction. You think you're lonely? Say no, but I had no purpose. I had no direction. I didn't know, and nobody was saying, "Have you thought about this? Have you considered that? What about that?" Versus. Not even really a hard get a job, not even a hard push for get a job. So I just I didn't know what to do. Cause a couple of friends from high school went to college. A couple of friends knew what they fin to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I had no clue whatsoever. So yeah, I could see it was the summer. I could see myself walking through Langley Park. If I was standing across the street, I'm literally watching myself right now walk down in the parking lot of the street of that parking lot. I didn't know nothing, didn't know anything.
So what were you going?
I was actually on my way to, it's called Tony's. It was a sub shop, which is still there, by the way. Tony's sub shop in Langley Park, and was going there to get something to eat or something like that. But I'm just telling you, I was lost. Didn't have a clue to what to do. And I remember even becoming so frustrated because I would get the newspaper. For those who don't know, it was about this big. It folded and then you open it up to about this big, black and white.
They still do newspapers.
In what small town? Huh?
Batesville, Arkansas.
Yeah. Okay. But here in the ATL, shawty. I haven't seen the news. If they're around, I haven't seen one. But in any event, I remember I would always go to the newspaper, grab the classified section, and then I knew, because it was alphabetical order, in the classified section by job, I knew the alphabet that I was going to, and it was restaurants or retail every time.
Why?
because that's what I thought the only thing I could do. That's what I'm saying. I was a loss. I had no clue. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I took life skills in school, but what life skill do I have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What training do I have? I don't have a higher learning. Not that it was necessary to have a higher learning, but I didn't have let me steer you in the direction that you need to go versus you got make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what a lot of people do too. They steer in the wrong direction and then they get lost and then they don't know what to do. And then they just settle for whatever. Well,
I mean, retail. Well, not retail for me. It was, I worked once at a fast food joint up in Maryland, Jerry's Sub Shop. After that, I worked at a grocery store. I worked there during the summer of the year after I graduated. The year after I graduated, and it was horrible. Y'all don't know nothing about. They don't do nothing like this today. Some of y'all will never know. How will they know?
They will never know.
If you wasn't back then, born when, you would not know. But they used to have a thing called parcel pickup.
Okay.
And parcel pickup was 2 or 3 dudes standing out in front of the grocery store. People come out with their grocery stuff and with their grocery cart filled with bags, and they leave it with you while they go get their car, come back, you help load it or you load it, and they give you some change. You was getting a couple of bucks from the grocery store, a check, couple bucks, but you was banking on.
That's terrible.
Like a waiter or server, you banking on some tips. You banking on 50 cents. You banking on $1. You banking on something so you can. So I would go home, pockets filled with change, hot, sweaty.
Them quarters and pennies, they add up.
They add up, but
take a long time. We ain't got time for that.
No, and shout outs to anybody who's doing whatever they got to do, but no. But because I didn't have the direction and nobody's saying what to do or suggesting something to do, opportunities came my way. Opportunities that weren't the opportunities that a young black man in DC shouldn't have been taking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now you leading another path. I think Coogee Rap said the road to the riches, but that ain't paid with always paid with gold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't know. Somewhere along the line, like I said, it was 1992. It flipped.
Yeah.
It flipped for horribly. It flipped, but it flipped for a good reason because the purpose was good or what came out of it was good.
Yeah, I just feel for me, I always knew that I was going to be in the medical field. I started out wanting to do the nurse thing, but I was like, dang, they got too many responsibilities. I killed someone up in here now. I would just feel bad. But I always knew that I wanted to be in the medical field because for me, I was taking care of people. Like even with my sister, she's deceased now. Cheryl, she passed, and she had diabetes.
Who's been sitting in these chairs?
Yeah, quarter. You were just talking about some quarters.
I broke a nail trying to get it, but I got it.
So I always knew because she had diabetes. So, and I was very young. So when I found out that she was always, she was always sick and always going to the hospital and coming back home, and she had asthma, and we always had to know where stuff was in the house. So I always knew that I wanted to be in healthcare because I love taking care. I always like, okay, I want to know where Cheryl's stuff is. I want to even know where her candy stash is, just in case her blood sugar drop. I know I can throw something in her mouth or feed her some peanut butter. Y'all know the peanut butter is always a good thing. But I always knew that I wanted that my direction was there. But then as I worked in the nursing home, worked, in the pharmacy business, and always in like clinical at different doctor's offices, I always knew my direction was there because I love making people laugh. I love like making them feel better as they come in and they're sick and they're feeling well. I always knew my path was there. But now my direction is kind of like, we got to flip this thing. I've been doing it for so long. It's time for something new. Listen, I'm in the new. I need to put that medical field aside and work on Crystal. So I always knew that at that point, But I did get lost because, one, I was like smothered in Arkansas. I didn't know. I was lost. I got lazy on my job because I didn't feel like, okay, I'm going into a job that I don't even want to do anymore. And I had to me
all mechanical.
Yeah, I just feel like, okay, there's no purpose in this. So yes, lost, lazy, with no purpose. I felt like that. So I was like, I got to get out of this. This is killing me. And if you don't get out of that, it kills you. It smothers you. It doesn't make you grow. It doesn't make you see who you are. It doesn't make you see your potential or your, so you have to move. Don't settle. Don't get like that stale, settled water with the stuff that's floating on top that don't move and it smothers you. So you have to keep moving. You have to keep pushing for what you want, what you're striving for, what that goal is or that purpose. Find your purpose, what you're here on this earth for, because we all have a purpose. Like I said, within this year, you guys, don't waste another year of your life. G-Way said, don't waste your life.
Oh, it's Lecrae.
Yeah. Yeah, Lecrae, but he's repeating it, don't waste your life. Don't let anyone outwork you. I have definitely did that in some cases, but when it comes to the medical field, you guys, it's just something that I feel like I have to outdo. That is another thing. I'll have to answer that later. But yeah, outworking. That is something that just popped in my head. Outworking. Stop thinking negative all the time about yourself. Be confident. Be confident. Be confident. Be confident. Don't settle. So that is what we're talking about today, right here on the Morning Gym podcast with your sister and your friend Crystal, right here with G-Wade of WadeWorksStudios. Thank you, G-Wade, for having the conversation.
Yeah.
So the end result of this, you guys, is never give up on this year. This is a brand new year. This is just the 13th day of January. It's a whole new year. Whole new year. We got days, weeks, months, and then it's a year. Got a whole new year. Don't waste it. Is there any ending points or nuggets you want to drop real quick?
Yeah, stop lying to yourself. Stop making up excuses. And if you make them up, be honest about it. That's the one thing that I learned early on. My pastor, he was, talking to the church. He said, be honest with God. And when he said that, it was just simply, it was one of those things of, regardless of what you do, be honest about it. Because God, he knows anyway.
Right.
He sees it anyway, whatever. To be honest. And then, you've heard me say before, you could lie to me, you could lie to God, but you can't lie to yourself. But we lie to ourselves every day when we say we can't do it, when we make up excuses as to why we not doing it. We just lie to ourselves.
Absolutely.
And, and we all know that lying is a sin. So what does that mean? You sinning against yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So just, do it afraid, do it anyway. Sometimes I know money, it's
a little funny.
Gets funny, and that's what you need to get the things popping. But you can start with something small and simple, whatever that arena that you're in, and go to YouTube University. If you don't know, go to Google, pick you up a book, ebooks, whatever you got to do to, sharpen those skills and learn some things, and get around some people who do what you do or want to do, because birds of a feather flock together, and it's best to be in like company, because those are the people who understand and who can mentor you through.
Absolutely.
Versus still hanging with your cousin and them. And ain't nothing wrong with your cousin and them, but if your cousin and them ain't doing or not doing what you are passionate about doing, sometimes you just got to change the circle.
Boo Boo and Pookie them, they can't handle that no more.
They're not on your level. Them. I mean, shout outs to them. Those my folks. You know what I'm saying? But we don't do the same thing. So I got to go hang with the people who do what I do. Yeah. So that I can become who I need and want to become. So that's all. Then you go kick it with your folk, then go back and do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all.
Yeah. So you guys don't give up. Unleash the creativity that's within you. Do it and do it big, because you're gonna have some haters, you're gonna have some doubters, and they're gonna look you right in the face and say you can't do it, but you can. And I'm speaking to myself too. G-Wade been speaking to himself all day.
All day, every day. Facts.
So thank you guys for tuning in. You can check me out on Facebook, IG, mainly on just those two. I had a Twitter account, but I don't even hardly even go on there. So check me out, you guys. Wade, let them know where they can connect with you and come in and chit chat with you.
Well, we're slowly starting to, morph everything into WadeWorksStudios, period. So, there's G-Wade Podcast and Thinking Out Loud and WadeWorksStudios, but those almost seem like three different things when it's all under WadeWorksStudios.
Right.
So we get ready to start merging everything under the WadeWorksStudios umbrella. So where you go into the website, you see those things there. Where you go to WadeWorksStudios IG page, WadeWorksStudios 1. WadeWorksStudios 1. Somebody hijacked WadeWorksStudios. It's not mine. I got to figure out how to get it back. So right now, Instagram is WadeWorksStudios 1, the number 1. So everything's going to slowly start morphing under that, and so that it'd be a little bit more uniform.
Yeah.
And it's not all all over the place.
Nice.
So anyway, go there. But G-Wade Podcast, Thinking Out Loud Network. But go to G-Wade Podcast for now.
Awesome. Thank you, G-Wade, for coming and speaking
Appreciate
with
it.
me and being here on the Morning Jam Podcast with your sister and your friend Crystal. You guys, we out of here. If you enjoyed this podcast, tune in each week on thinkingoutloudnetwork.com. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Until next time, peace.